1 second. Alrighty. Right. What you're seeing on screen is a VOD that I recorded the other day playing into to a coach. So now I'm just going to be watching it back live. I have no idea what to expect. But yeah, hopefully it's not too bad. Hopefully he doesn't just call me a piece of shit and walk out. I'm a little bit nervous here to play because I don't know what I'm in for right now. Here we go.
Yo, hello, what's up, Deeks? I hope I pronounce your name correctly. But yeah, let's hop right into it. Thanks for booking me, by the way. So yeah, that's like the 7th game. I think you said it's your best game, so let's keep a lookout for this. So what I see here is like it's a gold lobby, right? So the first thing that comes to mind for me is like I'm not sure if you're solo queuing or not, but I suppose so. You're playing also Rave. That's quite interesting. With the recent patch that the low profile got removed, right, from every class or every character rather, she's like pretty viable right now. So that's completely fine, of course. Also, I'm not sure if you ever reached higher ranks than that, like if you were diamond or even higher than that before. So that would be quite interesting to know, but we'll see. So it doesn't matter in this case. So yeah, first things first. It's quite it's quite important that you drop. Like it seems like you have a set drop spot already in your mind, right? You look for staging in this case, and you go for it, right? So the most important part here, and doing it before you even select the landing spot, would be: do you want to contest someone, or do you want to land where nobody else lands? That would be important to note, because a lot of times when you solo queue, you don't know what kind of teammates you will get, right? It's completely RNG. They could be good, they could be bad. Most of the times they're not that good. Even in Diamond, they're pretty, because most people are stacking free men in Diamond, so it's quite hard to solo queue up to Masters. That's why it's so important to, if you're confident in off spawn fighting or not, because right here you already selected, right? You already selected where you want to go, but you're not sure how many teams will come with you. So in a case, if when you have like 2 teams coming with you, it's actually a bad POI to fight, right? Because worst case, one team lands with you and the other team lands on tracks. You have to 3v3 these guys, maybe die, maybe you kill them, but then you will get free peat from the tracks, right? So like third party, I mean. So in this case, it's sometimes it's better to look behind you and look what's open rather than directly selecting a POI. Of course, if you're super confident that there will be no 2 teams coming with you and you're super confident fighting there, that's fine with me. But most of the times what I do, and what usually most solo queue people are doing, is they look around in the dropship, like behind you. You can look behind you and see where people are dropping, and look around. Hey, it seems like thermal's open, so might want to go there. It seems like, I don't know, epicenter's open. Most of the times, of course, you have crowded places, right? Like Fragment, of course, is always crowded. Sorting Factory back there. Then Skyhook might be pretty crowded. It also depends on the flight path, right? Like where the dropship goes over, like which POIs it goes over. So usually people don't stretch that far always. So in this game, I suppose there's a lot of teams going Skyhook. Might be 2 teams landing in Lava Fisher. Might be even 2 teams in Countdown. There's something I don't know. But this POI you gonna go to, is almost right next to the flight path, right? So there's a high chance that you are getting contested, but we'll see. So right here, it's really important that you don't overfocus on like how to fly, you know, like on your speed and everything. It's more important that you, while looking a bit more downwards, that you look around behind you on top right, top left, you know, clear everything and make sure you exactly know how many teams are coming with you. And if no team comes with you, you want to know, hey, how many teams do I have right next to me, right? Maybe there's 2 teams in Trainyard, maybe there's 2 teams in Thermal, maybe there's 2 teams in Lava Fisher, you know. That's something you really want to know because you can capitalize on that fact, right? Because if you're not contested and you see 2 teams Trainyard, hey, you could loot up quite quickly, run up, right, and get 3 kills, right? Because they're gonna fight. So it's essential, like you get 1 or 2 knocks, maybe, you know, maybe you clean up the fight. That's like basically 3 kill points you can get early into the game. So now you start looking around. It's a bit late, you know. Like the thing you want to do is you want to consistently look around while maintaining your speed and your momentum and flying. So that's something you can practice. You know, it's really efficient to do, and if you climb the ranks, you will see that it gets more and more important, you know. But yeah, you don't get contested, it doesn't seem like it, and you're gonna land inside staging. That's fine with me. I would have started landing here, by the way, because you wanna if you wanna loot the best way, right? You wanna start at the outside and then loot the inside, where you know, so you don't have to go inside. So you don't have to land inside, then go out on the plateau, loot that, and then you have to come back here to loot the spins, right? It's like a time waste, right? So you want to start at the outside. That's like the most efficient way to do it. Unfortunately, Yoloba lands with you, steals some loot because she's gold, so she doesn't know what to do. That can be frustrating sometimes when solo queuing, but it is what it is, you know. Yeah, you just said it in the VOD as well. Yeah. So your looting speed is fine. That's good. So you go up, that's fine with me. Like, I'm not gonna like go too much into looting. It's not too much to it, to be honest. So okay. That's a good switch. So currently, right? The best, like, there's not the best weapons in the game, but there's like super strong weapons. They're always strong, they're always viable. And it's mostly like the most played weapon right now, I think, is like R301 Flatline. Flatline is pretty good if you are able to control the recoil, even on mid range. It's quite strong close to mid range as well. Then of course R9 can be viable. I'm not the biggest fan of it, to be honest. On Wraith it's fine because you usually get closer to the enemies than your teammates are. But in ranked, I think it's quite important to get opening damage from mid range and then being able to follow up in the close range, right? So I personally think that R301 and Flatline is like the best for that. And then you have like a shotgun as secondary, right? The best shotgun right now is Eva, starting with Blue Bolt. Then the PK is pretty good, but the PK is not that strong versus Gibbies. But Gibby is not that viable in your current rank. I think it's like a lot of people are starting to play him in like higher ranks, Master or something, you know, so it doesn't really matter. And also, of course, the Mastiff is still viable. It got nerfed, but it's still good. But the Eva is the way to go this season. So yeah, you actually pinged it. That's cool. That's good. That's good. So I'm just gonna quickly go, you know, skip a bit through it. So she ulted for you. That's cool. You have 10 syringes in your bag. I don't know which bag you have on right now. I suppose you have a blue bag. Yeah, you yanked a blue bag. Okay, that's fine then. So you need a light mag, actually. You guys don't have crafting. So right now you need to think about what you want to do, right? And that's like one of the things. If you were looking more around while flying, you would have probably seen where teams are landing near you, right?
He's right.
And therefore you could have your first decision where you want to go, right? So if I if I saw that 2 teams are landing Fisher, I probably would have looted up. Like there was no, I don't think there was a team train yet, so you don't want to go there. And I would never really want to start a fight there if you don't catch someone off guard. You know, like it's really bad because Countdown will come, Lava Fisher will come. You know, even Fragment, if they're not fighting for some reason, they will come through tunnel. Even Harvester can, you know, like all these POIs will come and third party. So generally speaking, you could look for fights here, you know. You don't even have to engage them. You can just look if people are shooting each other and stuff. So like ranked nowadays is a lot about like third partying, right? There's a general rule for like POIs I personally want to avoid fighting in, and it's like this 4, right? I personally feel like, especially in Harvester, if you engage a fight there, or even if you 3P a fight inside, there's usually a lot of teams coming and 4/5 partying, you know? You don't, like, when you're upstairs somewhere, it's pretty hard to see what's happening around you, you know, if there's a team coming behind you, because you can't see anything, really, because you're focused on them. So it gets quite hard. And Harvester doesn't have the best, like, the best ways to actually run away, because everything outside is open field, right? Like, even here. So it can be quite hard. Same with sorting. Like if there's 2 teams, or even if you are starting a fight in sorting, it can be really rough. Just because, you know, in Banana, or like even inside the big building, you can't see people around you. Like you don't know if a team is coming from here. You know, you don't know that. They could be running up behind you, and you don't get that info early enough to run away. And like I think like the riskiest part about fighting in those POIs is not even like how it's built, like how the, you know, with the cover and everything, and like you can't see around you. It's rather that it's in the middle of the map, right? It's like these POIs are in the middle of the map of World's Edge, and therefore a lot of teams will hear the gunshots, right? Like if I'm fighting at sorting in the early game, like after the looting phase, you know, this team hears this team, all these teams will hear the gunshots in sorting, you know? Even if I stay here or here, I will hear the gunshots. It's ridiculous, of course, but it's Apex, right? And that's what you have to keep in mind, you know? All these teams will rotate and try to get a third party on you going. And it will be more than 3 teams arriving there. So that's why it's so risky to take fights there, and it's not worth most of the time. Like, don't get me wrong, it can work if you clean up a fight fast, you know. It can definitely work, but most of the time it's like probably 6 out of 10 games you will probably die to a 4th or 5th party, you know. So it's not worth. All right, I'm gonna skip a bit through it. It's still looting. So you are going train yard. The people who have looted here are already left. It's like round 1 closing soon. Yeah, you want to take that. That's good. All right, seems like you're heading towards Fragment. So you want to go for fights or third party. So when it comes to Fragment, it's really important that you play safe, right? Like that's really important. Like even if you third party something, you have to be immediately ready to get out of there again, right? You need a plan B whenever you engage a fight, or whenever you third party someone. That's quite important. So you're just poking them. That's fine. I'm gonna swap a bit, go a bit forward here. So you want to push up, it seems. It's 10 squads left. This, by the way, that's something you have to keep in mind as well, right? With ranked on World's Edge, a lot of teams are fighting early and contesting each other, and therefore a lot of teams are fighting in the rotations or off drop. So there's like barely any teams left all the time, and that means that all the teams that are running around the map right now, they can run wherever they want, right? Because there's barely any teams left. There's like half the servers already dead, which means they barely engage players, they barely see players. So all they do is run towards gunshots, right? I mean, you would probably do the same, right? If you hear someone fighting next to you, or even like 500 meters away or whatever, you would run up and see what's happening, right? So that's why it's so scary to engage a fight yourself in like starting after the looting phase, because everyone has so much space to run around the map and look for people.
That makes sense.
I'm gonna go a bit forward here. All right. Alright, so you hit him for 64. Alright, you wanna heal up here. Oh, you wanna heal. You don't, like... Okay, you found this opening, but before you found this opening... Oh, shoot. Okay, I need to skip forward again. Sorry, my bad. God damn it. Where was it? Was it this game? Yeah, it was this game. Alright, let me just quickly go back here. I think you guys got a kill here. My bad. Alright. So I think this guy... Actually, it's your own ult, by the way. I don't know if you realize that you have an Horizon.
Nope, I think I realized that.
There's actually barely people playing Horizon anymore. So you crack this guy. But before this happened, like right here, you see Horizon ulting that, right? She's walking up right now, so you hit this guy for 40. Now she's ulting. So you wanna make sure if there's someone in the ult or not. So you're just shooting in through it, I guess, if you saw someone or not. That's fine with me. But every time you have some, like, it's lucky that this guy is mispositioning himself so hard, you know? But after doing this, I would have healed up to full. Like, whenever you have nothing else to do, you wanna heal up right immediately. So I'm not gonna lie here. Like, in this case, it was fine to do this play because you got lucky, you know, like using this time, you got lucky that there's a guy standing in the open, not using cover. But that's like gold lobby, right? But since you want to hit higher ranks, they usually play with more cover. They wouldn't start shooting all the way standing in the open, right? Like people would actually use more cover, and therefore you would have to use the time you can't see them to actually heal up to full, right? In this case, it works. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, like, usually people don't stand in the open like this. Oh, okay, that worked out. And it seems like you're playing you play pretty passive, right? Like you have a Eva with a purple bolt, you have a purple shield you just upgraded to, and it seems like you're pretty passive. Like you could utilize your toolkit, right? As a Wraith player, you could go up, head glitch from here, you know, like peek this the ramp here, you know, peek in with your Mastiff or like nade in, you know, stuff like this, and you could still queue back to market.
Yeah, he's true, right on that one too. Yeah. The more aggressive plays.
So I would definitely utilize your toolkit more and play a bit more up and aggressive because you have good weapons to do it. But you're still staying here and waiting for their mistakes, right? Not like running in the open and stuff. It can, like, this can work. Playing passive and waiting for enemy mistakes can work. I'm just saying, like, it works in gold, but it won't work like in diamond, you know? Because people are not standing in the open anymore. Like, of course they sometimes do it, but most of the time they will use cover and stuff. So yeah. Alright, I'm gonna skip through it actually in a moment. Alright, so he runs into your crosshair, that's good. Alright, that could be a good nade. He's burning. Nice, you crack him. Now you wanna heal up again. Because you shouldn't repeak, because you just cracked him, right? You wanna heal, heal. Because like he will have time to heal, right? He's probably jumped up and jumped down here inside the diner maybe, or ran back to the big house and pops a battery if he has one. So if you think about this, like if he popped a battery and everything, like you hit him a flash a bit as well. Like you broke his shield and you hit him like, I don't know, 30 flash or something. So if he pops a battery, he has the same amount of HP as you have right now, right? Because you're not healing up to full. Yeah, he actually did that. You see that? Alright, nice shots. Just saying, like, imagine, like, I assumed he was healing here, right? Because there might be another team in the big building. So I assumed he's healing down there. So imagine, like, you had time to do it, right? He had enough time to get a battery off. So now you don't know how much HP he has. So what's gonna happen here is, if he had better aim, he got a bit surprised, right? And like he's not watching at all, so I don't know what this guy's doing. He's just sitting in the corner. But he hit you quite hard, and he could have killed you if he's a better player, you know. And this steel cell would have mattered, you know. And when it comes to fragment ease, like you really don't want to get knocked, right? Just because it's like third party territory, right? Everyone, like sometimes you don't even have time to get a res off on a teammate just because the other team is pushing that fast, right? But yeah, anyways, you cleared them up. That was good. So this is empty. So you want to heal again. You want to heal. You don't even have big heals. That's actually quite important, by the way, to note that whenever, and I know you didn't have crafting in your POI, but it's quite important to note that batteries are the most valuable item in Apex, right? And just to that reason, right here, like this guy popped the battery, I'm pretty sure, like the lifeline. If he doesn't have a battery and you are faster than him, let's say you're Octane, right, and you stimpack behind him, and he doesn't have a battery, he will have like maybe a 1 or maximum 2 cells on his shield, right? I mean, he had blue shield, but he could have had a purple, let's assume, and therefore you would have insta killed him, like almost, because he has way less HP, right? And that's why like batteries are so important, especially in a meta where you get chased a lot, you know, by Octanes. Sometimes some people play Pathfinder, but mostly like Octane, of course, with the jump pad and everything, you know. So batteries are so valuable, like generally speaking, in Apex. So whenever you can craft, like when it comes to crafting, whenever you can craft batteries, always go for batteries, because I've seen a lot of people who go for the attachments first and okay, let's craft one battery, you know. That's not how it works. Like how it should work is you craft your, if you don't have batteries, you craft batteries, and whenever you feel like, okay, hey, today there's a purple light mag in the crafter, hey, okay, I'm gonna go for that. It's 35 crafting materials. That's fine with me, right? But everything else, like, you know, maybe a stabilizer or whatever, it's completely useless. It's a waste of mats, of materials. So always try to go out of the POI, if you have crafting, of course, with at least like, you know, 2 to 4 bats, and always craft a light mag, or whenever it's something good is in the crafting, right? Maybe a purple bolt is like one of the best things that can be in a crafter. So that's always valuable, of course. But sometimes you have like a turbocharger, right? If you don't find a havoc or whatever, it's not worth crafting it. So you always want to go for bats first before anything else. But yeah, so this worked out. All right. So it seems like you don't have big heals. That's kind of unfortunate. So you have to slow heal the red armor up. Takes a lot of time. You don't have a medkit either, I think. I don't know if they yoinked all the batteries on the people. You want to heal up. I know they're fighting, but you want to stay healthy, right? It's just a huge risk you take right now. So you're wasting time again to heal. You see that? So you get a knock, that's fine. You have still no battery, so that's really unfortunate, of course, because you weren't able to loot anyone. Actually, did you, like, after coming back here, I mean, your teammates yoinked the loot, right? But when it comes to batteries, in this case, I would actually type or talk to them and say, hey, guys, you have any batteries? I don't have any batteries, you know? Maybe they drop some, because it's so important to have them. And it seems like you have good aim and such, so, you know, you really need batteries in those fights. And you're still not full HP. I would have healed right now, maybe hop over to them or heal and cover here, you know? So you engage the fight here, you kill this guy. Luckily, your Loba's actually tanking the damage for you, because then he would have 2-shot pumped you, even though he hits you for 14 or whatever, or 20. So yeah, okay. Okay, you finish this guy, you go onto his box, you armor swap. Now you want to swap to your Eva, right? Because all this is gonna be close range combat. You still want to swap to your Eva. Yep, that's too late of a swap, actually. So you still didn't manage to get the heals. So look at this, you know? This box, I can guarantee you, you do this, right? You don't even click the helmet. I mean, if you're fast enough, it doesn't matter. You click the purple shield to swap, right? And you scroll one more time down, and you'd grab the battery. Did you see the battery? Like, it takes you half a second, right? I know you want to help your teammate right now, but it would only take half a second, right? Because then you would have a battery to heal upstairs. Again, swap to Eva here, because you can assume, like, running into the room, it will be close combat fight. And right here, like, whenever you reload or have anything to do, don't assume that he won't push, right? Because you shoot here, see this? And now you reload here because you assume he won't jump into your face, right? What you should do is take this one step down while you reload, just one step down to the staircase, reload there, so you actually have maybe time to actually jump down, you know? Or even go up or something. But use this time you reload, because that's actually what he did. Do you see this? Because you stand here and not on the staircase, he could have killed you here. Again, the Loba is actually tanking the damage, or some damage. So right here, you would have had the battery. You could have healed up with the bat. So now it's like, you really need to worry about getting third-partied. It's only 6 squads left, but you still, like, you know, you can only slow heal. It's kind of unfortunate still. But yeah, let's move a bit forward here. Okay, now you're medkitting. That's good. Did you... You're actually only looking for kills, it seems, right? Did you loot a battery? I'm actually interested if you... Like, if you look at your inventory right now, you really need batteries, right? Still. So at least you didn't even... I'm not sure if you looted this box. You did, actually. But he didn't have batteries, I assume. But at least he had a Loba ult up, right? You could have yoinked, like, a few bats there. And then go from there. So you want to heal up. Nice. Use the Loba ult for batteries. And maybe loot the guy downstairs. You're still not full HP. I'm not sure why you're portaling here. Were you afraid to get third-partied?
I think I heard a third party.
If so, you should have taken the roof, right? Like, if you're afraid to get third-partied, take the roof. And if shit goes wrong, then you can TP away, right? Because having the roof is, like, so beneficial, right?
This building and then look for the...
Oh, yeah. All right. Okay, so there was a team actually taking your house, I guess, but you had time to use to get the Loba, the batteries. So you only have 3 cells right now. You got cracked. Look at your inventory, right? You have 2 more cells now. You have two kill points, and you have no cells. Like, inventory is pretty much empty. I think you have barely, like, you have some nades. That's good, but like after this, you don't have any heals, right? You only have 16 syringes. So he ulted in for no reason, I guess. No follow-up. So I would climb this. Always climb for the outside if you look for something in the building. Alright. Go for the Mac. Seems like he's here, yep. Alright, it seems like you have some struggles tracking, which is fine, don't get me wrong. Let's actually look at this.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. So there's 2 people. Alright, so I think, so right here, like, the thing I would have done is, first off, you want to go from outside, right? You want to, the strength of all these characters, like Wraith, like Octane such, will get out of fights as well, is like, you want to take different angles on enemies. You want to be the surprise factor, right? You want to be the annoying guy no one wants to play against because you're aggressive from different angles. You know, they can't read your movement. They don't know where you are, and then you're suddenly there and you're beaming them, and you're super hard to fight against. You know, because you all are running up from the zip line, it gets easier for them to defend, right? Like, imagine if you came from the balcony, maybe you could have naded a dwarf or thermited, then you would have seen them, you know, getting info before anything started even. So right here, you start fighting him, you reload, but you actually went for the wrong side. You know why? What I would have done here is, if you reload, go to the left side again, just because then you could nade behind like on the side behind the wall. You know, you could nade against the wall and it would hit this guy. You know, if you play this side, you are cornered. You don't have an escape, right? You're next to a window, and you don't have escape. You can only queue out and hope that he's not hitting you in close range. So always play on the side where you have an escape. And this angle is better as well, just because you can head glitch a bit from the staircase if he peeks from here, you know, if he's here. And like I said, you have nades. Nades are so important if people are cornered, right? If people don't have anything to, like, if they can't move anywhere besides, like, of course they could move on a balcony, but as you see, your teammate could be holding that, so it's like a super easy fight, right? That's where like nades are super, super helpful. So the issue I have with this is like you peek for too long, right? Sometimes you want to peek, shoot, then hide again, you know, let them reset their aim and then peek again, you know? You don't want to peek into a spray all the time. And then you start nading in the open where you could nade from probably here, you know, do one step, nade. You can pre-aim this, you know, grab your nade right here.
Yeah, makes sense.
Take a step, nade in, take a step back and heal again, you know, stuff like this. Because right now you're like in the open nading them, you know. All right, let's see if you guys finished. Yeah. The last guy's still alive, it seems. All right, armor swap, and please, yeah. Okay, now we get batteries. Nice, we got one battery at least. And 22 syringes. That's fine. All right, I'm gonna... Seems like there's another team coming. I don't know what's happening in this game, but there's like a lot of stuff happening in Fragment. Holy shit. All right. Alright, so this is kind of annoying to fight against, right? And like where you stand right now, it's pretty easy for them to shit on you, right? Like if you're honest. Like if you look at this angle, right? There are two people up there. Like if you peek into them, they have cover, first of all. And second of all, there will be more than one peeking you. So you have a disadvantage, right? Because you peek into two guys and you have no cover. Like you can, of course you can run to the left, but still like hard to fight. So what I would have done is use this, you know, this rock here. You can probably head glitch behind it so they can only see your head, you know, instead of like shooting in the open. So always look for places where you can shoot people, but they can't see your whole body. All right, that's a good TP. I'm just gonna quickly go over. So now you use your bat. That's good. They use the TP. So yeah, at this point, I would have like, after this happens, like he gets knocked, your teammate gets knocked, drop your TP and run. Like there's no, like you can't, it's a 1v3, right? You have, the first thing you have to do is like you have to heal up. In that time, they could use the portal already, then you have no chance. Second of all, you need a better position. If you really want to 1v3 this, guys, you need to be full HP and you need to have different angles so they can't triple peek you, right? So one of them takes it. The other guy's gonna run the rest. So you're over focused on this guy, but his teammates will come, right? Because only one took the portal. The other guys, you can expect them to come as well. So they're gonna run it, and therefore they will both see you, right? So yeah, you have no chance from this angle. So what you should have done, if you really want to fight, is like go up the mountain a bit behind this rock, or even go downwards, right? So they don't expect where you are. So you could have beamed this guy and then beamed the guy who's in the open right here, like the crypto who was standing right here beforehand. So, you know, but you actually ran towards the direction where they expect you to be, you know? You're playing right next to your portal. So a good way would have been like slide down while healing, maybe play the rock here or like with some cover here, shoot them while they have to run in the open, you know, and therefore you can get an advantage because that's a surprise factor, right? But yeah, not too bad of a game. It's just like I hope some stuff helps. So I want to quickly go over like the second one. Just gonna not dive too deep into it, but again, like watch behind you right now, you know. don't be too focused on, like, flying is not that hard in this game, right? Especially if you don't have to stretch for that far. Like if it's a 1,200 meter stretch, I would say, okay, you probably have to focus more on flying to do it perfect, pixel perfectly, and someone else has to look for you where teams are dropping. But in this case, like, it's not that hard to stretch, right? You can fly. It seems like you know how to do it. So like, use the time and look behind you, right? Look what's happening around you. Is there a team dome? Is there, how many teams are there? Do you have a team with you? Because the problem here is you start looking around you so late that you can't even adjust anymore properly, right? Like if you have a team with you, like worst case, and they drop on your side and your team drops here, it's gonna be hard for you, right? So now you start looking around, but like you barely looked behind you, You really want to see where they exactly drop. So you did it so late that you had no time to adjust anymore. So if they all triple land on you or like on your side, all you get is like this roof and you have to leave just because they might push you right off the bat, But yeah, it's gonna be an off-spawn fight, I guess. You're just looting. Alright. Get a blue armor. Alright. Let's see. Alright. You accidentally open your map, that's fine. Alright, so the issue I have is this, you're playing a bit stale, right? Like, he's at the door, and if you thermite it, he's gonna leave, like, right? Like, what he should have done is, of course, like, open the door right here, shoot you twice, and then leave the door, I don't know why he's not, like, shooting you. But every time you can't really do anything, right? He's not gonna run through your thermite. So, use this time, and assume like he's doing what you assume he's doing, and therefore he's leaving the door because he's not gonna run into the thermite. He's low HP, so go left side, right? Go left side immediately, because you can't do anything right here. Like, he's not gonna peek you anymore, and he actually, exactly, like, you would have been here already, and you wouldn't get beamed either. So, oh, you don't have your weapon. You weren't ready for him. That was unfortunate. Okay. Yeah, you have to... Okay, that's a good swap. That works. You have 17 bullets. Right, that's 2. Yeah, that's unfortunate. So, did he actually get the banners? So again, when you create an advantage already by beaming him at the door, and that was a good play, and he's... Okay, never mind. And he's actually... Like, look at it this way. Like, you created your own advantage already in a 1v1, right? And that was good, like, how you did it. Also, I want to see how you aim. Okay, that's fine. So you create your own advantage by 1v1ing this guy at the door. Right? You play it well. Like, that's a whiff, but that's fine. That was good. So you accidentally open your map. That's fine. Now you swap to Eva. Now he's blocking the door. He should have shot you, of course, because you're not blocking the door from your side. So it's like he can open the door, shoot, and close it again immediately. You won't even have the time to react. So now you nade the door. You can assume he's not holding it, so you want to go left side, flank him real quick because he's going to run away. Because he's not going to hold this door. Because he knows that your teammates should be coming, right? So he has to move out. So another thing you could do, but it's like a bit tricky here, you could climb up on this bin and then climb up it again. It's a bit tricky to do. But like, yeah, either way, you want to immediately leave this scenario just because you already forced him to do what you want him to do, He's not going to peek you here. So, alright. So you get beamed here. I'm not sure if you have, like, I think you have a battery, do you? Like, all this, and you're not ready to shoot people. That's like, you were panicking because you got beamed. So you don't have to overly stress, because when you get beamed here, like after this here, it seems like he's a bit closer, right? That's fine. you have Q as well. Like worst case, what you could do here is Q into the left room and heal on the stairs.
Yeah,
That's the
would've been a good
furthest
play.
away from the enemies, you know. But what you want to do either way is like you want to heal up somewhere, right? You want a battery somewhere. Just because you can't bank on finding a loot bag with an armor swap on, right? Like you need to, like every time you get into a disadvantage, like right here, because you get beamed, you need to immediately try to, you know, make up for the mistake and heal up as fast as possible so you get back into the fight, you know. But you're delaying the process of healing here just by, I don't know what your thought process here was. Like if you assume like your teammates will cover you, you'll be fine with like running around with 40 HP into a train yard which has like 3, 4, 5 entrances, you know, and into like a free man. So that's why I don't know why you weren't ready to shoot this, but it's fine. So again, you were lucky. You were lucky to find this armor swap on the right side. Like you could have been full HP way before. Like not full HP, but you could have had your bed on and one syringe, you know? So now the important part here actually is that you don't need to overly focus on your teammates. Like when the teammates get downed, you don't always want to run to his position because there might be a better way to actually approach this fight, right? So let's see. Like the Pathfinder gets knocked here. Right here, I would go up the stairs, go left room, and try to shoot him from up top. Because that way you create more space for yourself as well. Because you're on the high ground, the other guys in the train station, have to realize, oh shit, the other guy's on the roof shooting our guy outside, you know, here, and maybe you knock him, and then they have to go up the stairs, you know, behind you. They have to go up the stairs to even fight you, and then you can drop down already because you can hear them running up the stairs. Then you can play around with them, you know. That's like how to play proper 1v2s, 1v3s, or whatever. You need to separate them from each other and play around with what you have, right? With the cover, with the mobility. Like in this case, you have a lot to work around, right? To work with. Like at the train station is pretty big, so you can climb a lot, you can run around a lot, you have staircases, you know. People get confused quite like pretty fast, so it's quite easy to play around that fact. So again, like it seems like you're not, like you were so stressed for him to get finished. Like don't worry about that, it's already too late, you know. He got knocked, so it doesn't matter if he gets finished or not. So right here you need to be ready. Like you need to actually, like you're running out there, like you assume that they're further away or something. Like you white swing this, right? Like you're not ready to shoot right here. You should be ready to shoot right here. You know, do little steps. Like use the cover here, the doorway, and do little steps outside, you know, and just jiggle peek a bit, you know, left and right, and see, hey, how far is he actually away? Because then you're not overly exposed, like right here. Like now you're really exposed, right? And you have the wrong weapon on. I know you only have 17 shots on the other gun, but you're overly committed to this, right? And you don't know how many people there are. So, and now you realize, oh shit, it's 2, and now I committed to this, now I'm gonna die, right? Instead, you could have peeked with this doorway more, so this guy couldn't have shot you, or like he had to white swing you, and it's gonna be harder for him because you were in the open getting shot at by 2 people, and it's just because you didn't use this cover here, you know, properly. Because you were too scared that your buddy gets finished, or I'm not sure. But yeah, that's like really, really important. But yeah, I think that's it. Hope that was helpful, man. Again, there's like a lot of small stuff you can improve on. Definitely, like, you know, cover usage, pre-aiming, angles, you know, like sometimes it feels like you run around the corner and then you aim, you know. It's better to like play closer to cover, you know, play closer to cover, use your nades more efficiently, heal up. You have plenty of time sometimes to heal up. It can make a huge difference sometimes, you know. Because sometimes you survive fights with like a few HP, you know, and if you healed up, you know, you would have been more fine. Or sometimes you die because you the other guy survived maybe with 20 HP. You know, all this can happen just because you're not full HP, and you want to avoid having those games, right? It's frustrating. So also, like, the thing with looking around while dropping is really, really important. Like, get used to it. Like, I know it can be stressful, like in the beginning, like, you know, having to focus on flying and then watching around the whole time. But like, that's like how all the pros are doing it, right? And like even all the pred players, like, you get used to it at some point. It's just a habit you can learn. So again, look all the time. Look around while flying. You can, you know, you need like 1 or 2 seconds to look straight again. You know, look where you want to fly and what's happening in front of you. Like, you know, look at your speed and stuff. But the other time, just use it to look around. You know, you want to know where exactly teams are landing around you. So that's like, the information is really, really important. But yeah, hope this was helpful, man, and hope you enjoyed. I made it a bit long as well. Hope you have a great weekend, man. See ya.
Yeah, so that was cool. He's cool. I like him. Some of the information was good. I think he's right about everything. Yeah, I can't really think different. I don't recall the game off the top of my head and what I was thinking. I think he had mentioned that I panicked in that second game. Panic mode. I didn't, and didn't know where I was getting shot from, and so on and so forth. Definitely have to not play like that, not panic like that. And the drop thing, I guess I never really thought about it. I guess think about it, but he's saying just think about it more, think about it and do it sooner. The healing, yeah, he's not wrong at all on that either. Definitely times that I'm running around with health, and it's why am I doing? But some of it I think is panic too. Like get low and I just start running around like I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah, overall it was so it was Julez on Fiverr is where I get as the coach. So good, he's a good dude, and I think probably do it again at some point here. Try to take what he told me here out and yeah, put those into effect, and then see where I'm at, and then again to see what else I can improve. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and end here though. I just wanted to stream so fun.